Yo, what up, man? Push one if you can hear me. I got a confirmation from the chat. Thanks for the confirmation. Welcome back to the Black Brain Trust. This is episode 569. Black Car Talk. Please hit the like button as you come in, share the video if possible, and hit that notification bell so we get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust, including those posted on the community tab. If you want to engage in the discussion, there'll be a link in the chat for you to click on. When you click on the link, make sure you raise your hand so that one of us can acknowledge you and advance you to the panel. All right. Yeah, we haven't done a car talk in a while. I know Ty City haven't mentioned it. We should actually jump on one. Shout out to Ty City too. He's about 100 subscribers away from 1,000. So let me, we can talk about anything, man, in terms of cars. I know the car market is starting to rebound now because phase 3 is coming. Phase 2 is in full effect right now. Phase 3 starts next month. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for some discounted vehicles if you're in the market. So what can we look at? I'm a big fan of performance cars. So I'm still in the market looking at certain vehicles. Let me hit Car Gurus and see what's popping there. Share my screen real quick. And so I'm a big advocate for performance cars because that's, that's how I came up, and at least likely to lose value too. And so let's look at some BMW M4s. I'm a big fan of the M series, so let's look up an M4. I'm trying to keep it below 45K if I can. Okay. I think that's a sweet spot, especially for performance vehicles. Let's look at the cheapest ones right now. Where's the market at for them? Okay. $29K. It's a lot of mileage on there, but it's a BMW. It's a modern day BMW. Let me say that. In saying that, they should have, all the work should have been covered under warranty. Okay. I think it's pretty decent, especially for 29K. You really can't beat that. Even an E92 M3, okay, a 2013 M3 is probably about the same amount of money. This looks like a base model. I can't really tell. Not a whole lot of detail behind it, but that's the bottom point for M4s right now, right? So around 29K, 32K, 33, 34, 34. Although this is pretty nice right here. 34, 34, 34. So the market has kind of settled around the 30, 34 mark, okay? 33, 34 mark. I think that's pretty decent for a BMW, for an M4, I should say. Okay. I see nothing wrong with this, especially the convertibles. I think I'm starting to see more guys push convertibles now, mostly because they're cheaper and they're versatile. That was never the case a few years ago. You wouldn't have seen too many guys out there in convertibles and whatnot. Yeah, New Jersey Progressive Indy says, waiting to see the new Z up close and personal. Yeah, that should be interesting. Shout out to David Monroe too, and Darnell. What up, Darnell? Yeah, so under 45K, you can do pretty well with these M4s. Um, I had a conversation with Mr. BMW, who's the BMW guru of the country, in person. I met him in person just off of a whim. Okay, my car pulled up next to his, and I was looking at his M4, and I said, "That's a pretty sweet M4." Come to find out, it's actually Ari, um, on YouTube. He's a YouTuber, Mr. BMW. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to BMW. He's very knowledgeable about the market um, value of all BMWs. Not just all BMWs, but most cars in particular. Yeah. So 2015s are going for decent. 2015s to 2016s are going for decent prices. You know, you spend a few $1,000 more, a few K more, you're going to get one with half the mileage. You don't have to buy one with 100,000 miles. Although I would not worry too much about a car's mileage. It's more about the maintenance. As long as the car's been taken care of, I wouldn't worry too much about it in terms of mileage because there's cars that are immaculate. Okay, people have taken care of because it's a daily driver, so it's going to pick up miles on it anyway. And so I just think that when it comes to this, mileage shouldn't always be a factor. The lower the mileage, the better. But a car that is well taken care of at 80,000 miles is probably better than a car that's been beat on at 40,000. Okay, 45,000. I've seen people not change the oil in their cars and just kind of run them into the ground because they don't care. But because it's a Mercedes or a BMW or some other luxury brand, they think they could command top dollar for it. That's not going to happen. Okay. I like this color too. It's pretty sweet. These Phoenix yellows. Mega Montana asked the question: will you still be doing blockchain talk tonight? Yeah, I will be. I will be. What's going on, Black Torch? What's going on, 3D Burns? Yeah, so I like this color. I think it's dope. It's always unique. You don't see too many of them. My only qualm with the M4 is that they're a very long shaped body, right? That it's not as nimble as the E46 series. The E46 was the sweet spot for M3s. Okay, they hit the nail right on the head. This is more like a cruiser than it is a sports car. Um, that's just my opinion on it. Yeah. So again, 40. That 32 grand is the bottom mark for these. I don't see anything wrong with them in terms of like daily driver. I mean, that's what they're meant to be, anyways. Daily drivers. These are not garage queens. You don't drive it once a week or something like that. That's silly. Although with COVID, I don't think you'll be driving to too many places. Yeah. So yeah, that's my first time ever seen a yellow one. That's pretty slick. Never seen one of these before. What's this? The reflection? Okay, it's the Phoenix yellow. Yeah. So what else can you get around the 45K mark? That's really going sweet right now. Let's look at some. Let's look at some Grand Sports C7s. Let's see. 2015 or what, 2019? Okay, let's look up in Grand Sport, see how they turn out. Where is this? Okay, here we go right here. Grand Sport. Okay, so we got lowest price on the Grand Sports. So they're around that 40K mark. Okay, 42K, which is kind of where we had predicted the market was going to drop to. Ty City, Paul Bryant, as well as Complex Design. We kind of predicted that the bubble, at least the low point for Grand Sports, were going to be around this point. A C7 would go for less. A C7 Stingray would go for less, right? You're talking around the 35K mark, which is actually not bad. But a Grand Sport is a different spec. And the different, hold on a second. Let me just close my window real quick. There's a lot of noise coming from outside. What's going on, Complex? At the beefsteak says for 45K I can get a 1,000 square foot trailer with 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. Yeah, that's perfect for the incel. Okay, it's a perfect place for the incel. Perfect way to spend the money. But here we're gonna talk about cars, man. This is what we do. I like this blue one right here. You can never go wrong with these blue Grand Sports. It's the perfect color combination. I think this is just dope. This is too dope. I think this is much better than the M3 or the M4, I should say. Sorry, the M4. I think the M4 is a dope car, but this is really, really dope, man. This is a lot of bang for your buck for 45K. A lot of bang for your buck. And it's not even souped up. It's just a Grand Sport. Yeah. Only thing I don't like about C7s is the smell. I can't stand the smell of them. But yeah, this is on the radar. This is definitely on the radar. Let me see how many miles it has on it. Has 10,000 miles on it. That's practically brand new. I think the first oil change is like at 3,000 miles or something like that. If I remember correctly, it's either 1,500 or 3,000 miles. Even still, yeah, you can't go wrong with this at 43K. 2017, this is still under warranty. This is still under warranty, man. I'm gonna have to think about this. This has to go on the radar. Yeah, what up, Mike Ship? John Fraser, what up, man? Yeah, so this is on the list, man. M4 Grand Sport, C7 Grand Sport. Yeah, that's on the list, man. That's on the list. 1LT. This is a 2LT. The one I was just looking at. So 2LT. We'll see what the 3LTs go for. I think a Grand Sport above 45K is not worth it. Okay. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, see, Car Guru says this is a high price. Okay, they're asking 2,600 over the market value. They're right about this. That's why I first looked at this. I was like, oh yeah, this is not worth it above 45K. It looks dope. I mean, just from the specs, but I'm not a, you know, I'm not a big advocate above going above market value. I think 45K is a sweet spot on all of these. Yeah, once you start getting to the 50K mark, it's just overpriced. All of them are overpriced, overpriced. I think once production starts to pick up for the C8, you'll see a lot more of these come onto the market. These C7s, guys are not going to hold on to the C7s if they're going to go for the C8. They're going to get rid of the C7s, which is good for us on the resale market because we can pick them up for cheap. Mike Ship says, wouldn't you say that it's expensive for 45K? No, it's not. You have to remember that the Grand Sport, these cars were 85, 90 grand when they came out. That was 3 years ago. That means that they've lost almost 40% of their value, 35% of their value in a couple of years. That's not bad. I mean, if you own it, yeah, you ate the depreciation. But if you're on the rebound for resale, um, it's a pretty decent price. I mean, a Honda Civic Type R is going for 45K. You know, some of these guys are paying way over sticker for a Honda Type R. I would much rather, you know, put that money into a C7. No, thank you. Right? I would not be paying 45K for a Honda. Yeah, these are all 50, 53. I'm not a big fan of those. So at least I'm not a big fan of that price. Although I do like this spec right here. This is pretty slick. That's okay. Yeah. So 45K is that sweet spot for the C7s, the Grand Sports at least. Um, basically the C7 Grand Sport is a Stingray with a body pack with the Z06 body package on it, body work and a few mechanical changes like the brakes and stuff like that. That's the extent of it. I think a Z06 at 55, 60K is not. I think a Z06 at 55, 60K may not always be the most optimal choice. I know Ty City's a big fan of Z06s. My perspective on Z06s and especially ZR1s is you don't have a whole lot of room on the street to really open them up. Those cars are meant to go fast in a straight line. And if you don't have a whole lot of headway in front of you, it's not going to be worth it. That's why a Grand Sport for me, at least from my perspective, in my opinion, I think that those are the most optimal um, choices, you know, because it has more than enough power. It has 460 brake horsepower. So that's more than sufficient for revving up and down the street. There's nothing on the street that's going to catch you anyways. Yeah, there's nothing on the street that's going to catch. I mean, I know a lot of guys that are pushing the Civic Type R's and you know souped up front wheel drive cars. That's cool and all, but not. It's not in the same league. Nowhere near the same league. Yeah, 55K is too much. Too much. That sweet spot is 45K and below. So let me jump to a Aston Martin. Old car, but the V8 Vantage is always it's always a good look. Hey Johnny Blaze, what's going on, man? Yeah, link is in the chat if you all want to join, man. I know we haven't done a car talk in a few months, so I figured, we can chop it up real quick for about an hour or so. Nobody else wants to get on. Yeah, let's go to lowest price. So we're in the lowest price right now. And Aston Martin 07, 08, not really feeling those at that price. They're pretty clapped out at that point. They're running to the ground. Yeah, I don't see myself spending 75K on one of these Astons. I'd much rather have a C7 Grand Sport. Thank you. Too much money. Yeah, and there's nothing left. Not surprised. Let's find another car. Let's check out some more whips, man. Let's check out a Jeep SRT. Grand Cherokee. I always thought that these Grand Cherokees were the best SRTs they made. Okay, these things are classic. These are classic. If Chrysler got one thing right outside of the Viper, it was the Grand Cherokee SRTs, man. They really hit the nail on the head with these. They really hit the nail on the head with these. At 20,000, you really can't beat that. Now, how many miles is on this? What I really want to know. Oh, it has 120,000 miles on it. Even still, it's still a very viable sports truck. Anybody's ever been in one, these things are on another level of fun. Okay, because they're so obnoxious in their performance and in their stature. Yeah, 20,000 seems to be that mark for the Generation 1 SRT8s. Not surprised. Yeah, regardless of the mileage, they all seem to go down. I was never really a big fan of the Gen 2s. Never really a big fan of the whole the fascia itself and the wheels and the lack of a skirt. I'm not sure if this was some kind of base model. They just did not have the appeal of the Gen 1. I think that's probably why they didn't sell that much or they didn't do well at all in the market. No one really cared to give up their Gen 1 for a Gen 2. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, they just didn't appeal. The second generation was not really there like that. They're mature, but they're not really popping like that. People aren't really lined up to go buy those. It's those Gen 1s that everybody wants. Yeah, so if I'm in the market for like a SUV, a sport SUV, maybe that Gen 1 Grand Cherokee SRT8 would be the business. But let's look at a BMW X5, right? A BMW X5 M. We only do M's around here, so X5M. Let's look at one of those. Yeah, if you're gonna go for an X5, it's always got to be the M series. The M models made a lot more sense than anything else. See what the market is going for on these. Interesting that regardless of what the mileage is, they all seem to have the same sort of price point. Nothing above 25K on these, even though they're very fast trucks. Um, you don't need to spend more than 25K on a clean one, from what I'm seeing here. Renaissance Man says, the Black Brain Trust, are you thinking about getting a Mini Cooper like some of these rugged black conservatives? I don't know about that, man. That is a conservative vehicle, though. When you really think about a Mini Cooper, how practical it is, it's just a practical vehicle, so it can fit into tight little spaces. Yeah, this isn't bad right here. What other vehicles on the market that are worth checking out on the used market, 45K and below? Um, Let's look at a Benz C63. Where's the AMG? All right, let's go to V8. Yeah, the market is not doing well on these at all. So we have to skip over to find something else. Let's look up a GTR, see what the market is doing on those. Well, Renaissance Man says you can get an E-Class for under 45K. The thing is, we're performance car enthusiasts on the Black Brain Trust. So what happens here is that we don't just go for like a base model or something like that. We actually go for all performance spec vehicles, regardless of what the brand is. So let me look at these GTRs real quick, see what they're doing market-wise. Market-wise, expect to bring 50 bands. Looking at all of this, expect to bring 50 bands with these. They look like they're pretty much the same across the board from analysis. My first impression analysis, you got to bring 50. Marcus 376 says, let's do a Hellcat. Okay. Let's do a Hellcat then. Third War Columbia, man. What it do? What it do? Nah, this can't be right, man. Come on. A 392 Hemi Scat Pack for 36K? How is that possible? I'm not an expert on Challenger, so I don't know enough about it to really understand the value of it. Because I think these cars are pretty expensive, even starting out. Let me see. Yeah, these are pretty clapped out. Let me select the spec on it first. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, okay, here we go right here. All right, so we got the collection set up now. Yeah, it's a lot of money for a Challenger SRT, man. I know a lot of people say the the Challenger SRT Hellcat is like, balls to the wall, man. I just can't see myself spending 50 bands on it, man. I just can't see myself doing it. Let me see. Let me go. Yeah, 68 bands. Nah, man. That's not the business. You see, the problem I have with Chrysler is this. The problem I have with Chrysler is this. This car is so heavy. It's not gonna. It's not made for the track. It's just you're just not gonna use it on the track. It's not usable. On the street, you need a lot of road for it. This is more of like a canyon cruiser, right? You kind of paddle shift your way around up and down the apexes and whatnot. The car is just too heavy. It's 4,200 pounds or 4,000 pounds. Too heavy. Too heavy. My perspective is that Chrysler needs to do something about the weight on the car. It's just too heavy for any sort of fun. Um, Carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber roof, carbon fiber front and rear bumpers, forged alloy wheels on there, carbon back seats, carbon tunnel and dashboard. You gotta drop the weight on that car. You gotta drop at least 200 pounds off the car to make it viable for anything. Okay, smaller battery if you could. It's just too heavy, man. Things like 4,000 pounds. Now you're not the only Dodge fan in here, Colombian, third world Colombian. The thing is, it's not worth the price, is what I'm saying. Like, it's a nice whip, spec wise, but weight wise, you can feel it. It feels like a tugboat. It feels just like a tugboat moving around. That's not good. Somebody at Fiat Chrysler, FCA, they should have been working on a vehicle dynamics team in order to justify, you know, in order to justify the balancing of the car, because you can't take this on the track. You can't do nothing with it. It's just a big, big boat of a car. It makes a lot of nice noises, but that's the extent of it. So yeah, carbon fiber. They should come out with a carbon fiber edition for it, in my opinion. I don't know if there's a spare tire in the trunk or not. If there is, they should delete that thing. Any sort of weight on that car is going to drag down the performance. That's why it needs a lot of power. It's just too heavy. Let me look up another one. Let's look up a charger. We'll see what the charger is doing out here on the market today. All right, let me. See SRT, SRT Hellcat, SRT wide body. All right. We should have it now. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. I don't know why it's the same coupe right here. Oh, okay, here we go now. Here we go. Some of these are not bad. Let me make some adjustments here. SRT92, SRT. Yeah, this is not bad right here, man. I could do without the wheels, but the wheels are not that big of a deal to me. So this is Daytona. I want the SRT, man. I gotta have SRT. Yeah, anything, if it's more than a BMW, it's not worth it, man. I'd rather have an M3 if that's going to be the case. Yeah, anything more than 35K, or I mean more than up to 35K, it's not worth it. Not really a big fan of that. Marcus 376 says, "Are they ever going to redesign those?" I don't know, man. I think that they. I don't know if you can redesign the Charger or the Challenger. I think the way they are is the way they're going to be. I think if you go too far away from its current design and influence, it won't be worth it. People are not going to line up to buy it. So let's look up some 911s. I'm curious to know what the market is doing for like a 997. Charles Xavier. Okay, so let's go from 2008 to 2012. Yeah, this is nice right here. This is nice. This is clean. It's understated. It's not in your face. It's actually a good spec vehicle. Let me see what the turbos are going for. All right. So we got all the turbos listed. Renaissance man asked me, do you primarily buy new or used? My last car I bought it brand new. Before that, I bought used. It depends on what I'm looking for. And I'm very picky about cars because of the there's such wide selection of it, because you can spend, let's say you spend 50 bands on a new Toyota Supra. That's cool and all that is new, but I'd much rather have a Porsche Turbo 911. A Porsche Turbo 911 like this and be riding in style. Okay, this was a supercar at one point, at least at 125, 130K for one of these. Now you can get them down for 45K. You can't beat that. The interior makes me sick, but it's a turbo, so it's all-wheel drive. I do like this GTS though, although the price is obnoxious, completely obnoxious. All right, let me go get some water real quick. So yeah, back to the GTS, man. I like the GTS, the 997s. I always thought that they were they were timeless for their design. Now, would I pay 65 for this? No, I won't. I would not. I see no reason to pay 65K for this. Would I pay 45K for it? Yeah. Yeah, 82K, too much money. Not worth it. So what else is out there? Um, what's this? Okay, so this is the one with the yeah, this is a full Carrera package. It is nice, but not for 69K. Not give I'm not spending 69K on one of those. 45K, yeah, but 69K, nah. I'm like Chief Keef, nah. Yeah, see, this is what I like about Car Gurus. It says that it's $14,000 overpriced. This is why I would never buy it. I could just tell by looking at the spec. I'm like, nah, I'm not paying for that. Not paying for that. Let me see. Yeah, this is a nice one. Okay, this is nicely spec. Not gonna lie about that. Now, is it worth 79K? Nah, not hardly. Yeah, the turbos are overpriced, man. Look at it. It says high price, 7,900 above. Yeah, the, the the nerve of some of these cars, dealerships or whoever these people are selling these cars. Nah, I'm not paying that much for that. I'm good. I'm good, man. Let's look at. Hey, what's going on, Sister George? Danny. Um, yeah. Why would I pay? You know, 79K for a 2010 turbo when I can get a GTS for 89. Um, Porsche 992. Sometimes the price just does not add up. I don't care what's on that 997. It's never going to be worth that of a 991. Okay, it's never going to be worth that. I do like this 911 though. This 991 GTS. I think it's a great deal. Yeah, see, once they start creeping past 101K, it's not worth it. Not worth it. You can get a brand new 992 for the same price, at least at the base model. 2015 turbo for 98K. Okay. This is not bad. Okay. With the roof too, not bad. There's got to be a catch to this though, right? I mean, this is real butterly right here. I like the wheels. The whole entire spec is just, they hit it on the head. How many miles is on this? 39,000 miles. That's why the price is like that. And that's why I would never spend 79, 89K for a 997 turbo when I can get one. I can get a 991 turbo, you know, for 98K. It just doesn't make any sense. I'd rather spend the extra money knowing that the depreciation is going to be much, it's going to be better on the 991 than it would be on the 997. Okay. I like this model. I don't like the color, but I do like the model. So. Yellow GTS, can't go wrong with that. I like this. Definitely like it. It's a little loud, but I guess that, you know, it's all about your preference, man. So I'd rock with it. That's just me. Oh, that's another turbo that just came out. So turbo versus GTS, which would I choose? I like the spec on the GTS better than I do on the turbo. I just think they nailed it. Like, look at the red interior. That shit is butter laid, man. That shit's butter laid. That red leather is sick. I like the color too. I like the color in the ducktail wing. Yeah, this is the type of spec that I'm looking for. Okay. May have to look into this. I may have to look into this. Not the color that I want, but that interior is sick. Interior is sick. How many miles is on it? 17. Can't beat that. Yeah, Third World Colombian said, what's the difference between the GTS and turbo Porsche? The turbo is the highest spec 911 that you can buy that's not a GT3. And so the GTS is supposed to be the top of the line, naturally aspirated, or at least of that spec of the naturally aspirated Porsches. So before you get to a turbo, why I would choose a GTS over a turbo is because the GTS is fully spec'd out versus the turbo. That turbo that we were looking at was kind of a base model, although it was had a few differences. For all intents and purposes, it was the base model. It didn't have all the wheels and stuff like that that goes along. With turbos, you can spec those out into, you know, way out there to $200,000. The GTS is kind of set in stone where it is. It's fully loaded and fully spec to be what it is. Yeah, Cooling says C7 is better than 911. Yeah, you can argue that, man. You can argue that. You can argue that. Renaissance asked me, what do I currently drive? I have a Volkswagen. Okay. I have a Volkswagen. I have an R. So Volkswagen R. So had a GTI, then moved up to a yeah, this is sick. This is sick right here. And it's worth it too. This is what I'm talking about. That color is unique to that GTS, and the wheels are sick with the calipers. Alcantara interior. You can't, in a manual 6-speed, can't beat that. I think that's a 7-speed if I remember correctly. Can't beat that, man. Yeah, Porsche nailed it, man. Porsche nailed it with this. The red seat belts, this shit is sick. Yeah, Cooling says that Germans are too much for maintenance. Yo, you got to pay to play, fam. You got to pay to play, man. Yeah, this is sick, man. I'm mad. It says it's a fair deal, and it's 4,500 above the market. So you're talking about these cars are starting to increase in value. I know a lot of people say, you know, cars depreciate too much. This car has not depreciated in value at all. Okay. It hasn't depreciated in value at all. It's actually where it's supposed to be. Okay. Third World Colombian asks, is that cloth or leather? It's Alcantara. It's Alcantara. Let me see what else is out there. Yeah, these 991 turbos have come down in price, man. These 991 turbos were going for at least 150 to 160 when they came out. Now you're talking they're down to like 100. Can't beat that. They took a mean hit if you're the owner, but if you're on the rebound trying to come up, you really can't beat that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this. Yeah, not a big fan of that. They can keep that. Yes, my Third World Columbia is asking me my opinion on the Porsche Panamera. I like it if it's a GTS. If it's not a GTS, I won't even touch it. But just because you asked, let me look one up for you. Okay. Let me look one up. Let me spec this out. Yeah, the third one, Columbia. The thing is, man, Porsche Panameras never really held their value because they're not 911s. When people think of a Porsche, they think of a 911. They think about the engine being in the back, and so although it's expensive up front in terms of like the upfront costs, and I know a lot of rappers and stuff like that buy them. They don't hold their value. Okay, these cars are about 130, 135K out the gate, new, and now they're down to 30 grand. They take a mean hit. They take a mean hit, man. I wouldn't want to own one of these brand new, man. So you always got to pick them up on the rebound. Am I a big fan of them? Nah. Unless it's a GTS or a Turbo 4S or something like that. Not really feeling them, man. They got to be fully loaded and fully spec'd for me to for it to get my undivided attention. Like this one right here. I like this. Maybe not in that color, but like the characterization of it. So yeah, so you could snatch up a GTS for like 50, 40 clean. I would only lease a Panamera, fully loaded. I wouldn't actually own it. They take the depreciation is just too much on them. It's too much. Yeah, third wood. The reason why they're cheap is because they're not 911s. The engine is not in the back; it's in the front. People who really are Porsche enthusiasts look for 911s. They don't really look for Panameras. If I was going to get a four-door, European, fastback coupe, I'll probably be looking at an Audi RS7. Let's look up an Audi RS7. Those are dope. Those are always the dope choice there. Renaissance Man has a question. He says, does Porsche have a car share program? Yeah, in Atlanta at the headquarters. They have one down there, but not anywhere else. Yeah. To me, the RS7 is a better spec vehicle than the Panamera GTS or even the Panamera period. More attention to detail, just a better aesthetic design. The Panamera just looks like a big Cayenne sitting low. It's not really a good look. The design language does not work well with it, in my opinion. I think that the Audi RS7 is a really hot car in terms of fastback coupe. Yeah, these are a good value for what you're getting. These are a good value. These are about 100, 115, 120K coming out the gate. And now you can get them for, less than 60 bands. That's actually a fairly decent, very moderate deal considering the spec on them. All right, let me look up some other ones. Now get up out of here. All right, let's try. All right, here's a Mini Cooper, right? John Cooper works. I mean, we wouldn't have set anything less than the JCW. There's no way you would buy a Cooper less than a JCW. But if you're the voice of the everyday brother, this is what you would actually be driving from a base model standpoint. These things never get old in terms of driving pleasure from a daily driver standpoint. The interior is sparse, but I think that comes with the territory of a Cooper anyways. So got to get them super chats going, man. 21,000. It's a lot of super chats you're gonna need. Gonna need a lot of cash apps. You're gonna need a lot of Patreons for that. You can get there. What else is popping on the market, man? I'm not really a big Mustang fan like that. I just think that, the Mustang and the Camaro. Actually, let's look up a Camaro. Camaro's always a dope one too to look at. Let's look up a Z01. Yeah, 2018 Z01. Can't go wrong with this. This is pretty dope. The only good thing about the Camaro is that it's fast in a straight line, and that's pretty much it. I wouldn't want to go around a corner on one of these, at least at high speed. But 45K is that sweet spot. Can't really beat that. If I had to get one, it would probably be in that blue color. I think that's sick. Let me look up a BMW M5 since Third Ward Colombian is asking. BMW. Yeah, I wouldn't touch these M5, especially this one right here. These things are time bombs. Okay, these things are time bombs. That's why they're so cheap. I mean, it costs a lot of money to repair the engine on these M5 since the seals break on them, and oil leaks everywhere, vinyls, errors, and stuff like that. I wouldn't touch these things with a 10-foot pole, man. They can keep these things. Yeah, they can keep these things. Hmm. Yeah, 2014 M5s going for 27K. So that seems like the market value, that 30K mark. A pretty decent one at 30K seems plausible. I'm liking this one right here. It's definitely been lowered, and you can always know it's sucker laid because it has that BMW pinstripe in the grill. That's some sucker laid stuff that you see a lot of guys doing. I don't really rock like that. I think if it didn't come from the factory that way, it shouldn't even be done that way. You know, yeah, some sucker laid stuff, man. I don't rock like that. I would say an M5 is a good lease, not a good buy. You get stuck with an M5, you might as well throw your wallet away. You might as well set your wallet on fire because that's exactly what it's going to do. Burn your wallet. Now the new M5s, I don't know. I don't know about the reliability on them. I know those 2006, 2007, 2008 M5s. They can keep them things. Them things are horrific. I don't know what BMW was thinking with those. I think they were just designed to be lemons for the most part. I'd be furious if someone if I was sold one of those and it did what it did. Yeah, 45K for a BMW, man, with that kind of mileage, nah, man. I ain't going, dog. They look nice, man, but if you're not really familiar with um, performance cars like that, you can find yourself upside down in one of these cars, man. I know too many people who went out and got them used M5s and them things are sitting in their driveway or it's probably sitting in some salvage yard because they couldn't afford to take care of them. They wasn't going to spend 4,000 on a service job on the service scheduled service that was due for it, and they end up having to run that thing into the ground, or it just didn't work at all. It's just sitting in the driveway, not working. Waste of money. It was a waste of money for them. So my advice is you need to find, if you're gonna buy an M5, get a BMW technician, pay him the $200 to look at it, to inspect it and look over it, and you know, he'll tell you, you know, the estimated cost and what needs to be done. BMW usually has a spec sheet for when maintenance needs to be done at which mileage interval. You know, from 0 to 50,000 miles, that's pretty much covered by BMW. But anything after 50,000, you're on your own. You're on your own, man. So let's look at some Lambos, man. Let's look at some Lambos real quick. Let's see. Let's get a Gallardo. See what the Gallardos are doing. Ty City said, buy the M5 broken down already. I think when you do buy it, it is already broken down. They just ain't gonna tell you about it though. You end up taking home a broken BMW. They ain't gonna tell you that. They're gonna clear the check engine light, and then you're gonna end up buying it and won't know nothing. All right. So Gallardos are moving around the 75K mark, which is not bad for a Lambo. Let me see. He said the Lambos look funny. All right. Yeah, I wouldn't pay over 100 for one though. They can keep them at that price. This looks like a pretty decent one right here. I was never a big fan of the yellow yellow spec paint. I think it looks tacky on there. Looks really tacky. Oh, that might just be the camera, but in these photos, it looks tacky. The thing is, these Lambos are actually pretty decent as long as you you maintain them. You can actually daily drive them. The only issue is that you're gonna run into transmission issues, mostly because premature clutch failure on them, which is not bad. You should be able to get a replacement clutch for like $4,000, I think it is, which is not bad. It's not bad. I think it's anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000 for replacement clutch on the Lambo. So. Now, would I buy one? Only if it's spec correctly. A 2005 is really early. So what I would do, let me click on this. What I would do is I would swap out, if I did get to 2005, I would swap out the bumper and the lights for the Generation 2 spec. I think the Generation 2 was like 2008, if I remember correctly. I think it was 2008 or 2009 was the Generation 2 spec. And I also swap out the wheels too. The wheels are tacky. But you can daily drive it. From my understanding, from the people I've known who do own them, you can daily drive it. You just have to be particular about the maintenance. So. Yeah, see, this is a nicely spec one right here. The other one we were looking at was a base model. That's why it looks like that. Yeah, this is pretty decent. Not that big of a fan of the interior, but you know, it is what it is for that time period of Lamborghini. Yeah, third award says my favorite Lamborghini is the Aventador. I like the Aventadors too, but I like the Diablo just as much too, man. The Diablo was sick. Murcielagos are dope too. I think the Murcielago is a nice spec in between what the Diablo was and what the Aventador aspires to be. I wouldn't kick, any one of them to the curb though, if it was me. Yeah, see, this is nicely spec. Someone modified this tastefully too. They did a pretty good job at it. Looks like they tracked this at one point. That's the Superleggera wing on it, which is how I would actually do it too. Yeah, this is dope too. That's the Superleggera front bumper on there, and the lights too. The lights are Superleggera too. Superleggera wing. It says it's a 2004, but I don't think there were Superleggeras in 2004. I think those came out in 2010 or something like that. So whoever had it, or whoever had this, they upspec'd it completely, which is nothing wrong with that. Yeah, they definitely upspec'd it. We looked at used Z06's Renaissance. They're around that 50 to 55,000 mark. I think personally that that's a little bit above market of what I'd be willing to pay for a Z06. And the Z06 is too much power for most roads. It's a really fast car, and you're not going to be able to utilize all of the power for what it is. And so you'd be better off with a Grand Sport, in my opinion. Um, Grand Sports and a tune. Grand Sports and a software tune, you should be good. Yeah, this is a nicely spec Gallardo right here. Yeah, this they nailed this one. This is right on the money. This is worth spending the money on. I mean, obviously, you'd have to go through some leather restoration, but that's simple stuff. That only takes a day to do leather restoration on them. But I like it though. This is perfectly spec Gallardo. Houses on it. 34,000. Had four owners. 2009. So not that bad. Not that bad, man. And it's all-wheel drive. So these are sort of things that's on my radar. The thing about the Lambos is that they're never going to really depreciate to the point where it's not worth anything. They just maintain their value. That's just the way they are. They don't go below that of your common everyday sports car. They kind of hover around a certain point, and they remain that way until further notice, unless the market just happens to plunge financially, and those cars are at risk of losing value. But as it stands, like right now, they don't lose their value like that. Ty City says the prices we want are going to happen next year. I don't know which prices you referring to. You talking about the Z06 or are you talking about the Lambos? I'm being very careful about which whip I jump. I would never pay 125 for a Lambo Gallardo. I'm being very selective and patient about um, which whip is going to be my next whip. Mostly because there's so many things out there. I don't really want to just jump into anything. And it has to be the right financial and the numbers have to work for me. The numbers just have to work. I just can't. I don't want to jump into a Subaru STI or a Toyota Supra or something like that. I don't want any more mainstream cars, man. I want a supercar. That's what I'm looking at. I want a supercar. I've been in enough of them. Um, all the ones I've shown you, I've been in those before, so it's not a big deal about test driving them. It's just more of making the numbers work. Now, if you think about the market value on Huracans, they pretty much keep their value. All of them, they all keep their value. Okay, they all keep their value. Yeah, I like the interior, and I like the color. It's no Performante, but it's still good enough for me. Yeah, carbon fiber splitter with the hood struts on there. Yeah, I like it, man. I like the wing too. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with these, man. Renaissance asks, would my supercar be my daily driver? Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be. I, I'm not a big fan of the whole idea of a garage queen sort of vehicle. I think that these sort of vehicles just need to be driven. I'm not collecting it, as a car collector. I'm actually buying it as a car enthusiast. Man, I like performance cars. I like performance cars. Yeah, Marcus 376 says, he asked me, do I like Lotus? Yeah, I've test driven the Lotus. I actually had a whole live stream about the Lotus before. I think the Lotus is a heck of a bargain for what you're getting. Um, but at this point, it's in the same price bracket as the Lambo, the Porsche, Cayman GT4 RS that's coming out, the GT3, the 991 GT3s. You can get it for the same price. It's a hard sell on the Lotus. Now, by itself, it's a dope car. I would say it's a entry level supercar. It feels like a supercar. It acts like a supercar, but it misses the mark for a complete supercar because it doesn't have a relative to the price bracket that it's in. It doesn't have a V8 or a V10 or some twin turbo setup or something like that. It has a supercharger, yes, and it does feel and it does feel like a supercar, but it's a few things just missing from it that doesn't allow it to maintain the prestige of a supercar. And so would I own one? I would if the price was right. Now, can I get one? I've been looking at those, and I would say it's at the bottom of my list. If I have a top 5 list of supercars that I want, the Lotus Evora GT is at the bottom. It's number 5. It's number 5. Yeah, Cooling says the F Type. Yeah, I driven the F Type, man. I like the F Type, but the F Type, it's a heavy car. It's more of a cruiser than it is a sports car. It's more like a sports cruiser. Um, and number two, um, the SVR is the way to go. If you're gonna get an F Type, you got to get the V8. You got to get the R or the SVR. But it's not a supercar though. That's the difference. It's not a supercar, and that's what I'm looking for as a supercar. That's why I didn't really buy into it. I like the car as a sports car, but not as a supercar. It's not because it's not a supercar. It's a daily drivable sports car, just not a supercar. Yeah, but I'm looking at these Lambos to show you all that the market, um, the way the market is treating Lambos, it's all the same all the way around. Okay, regardless of the mileage, they're all the same price wise. Okay, this one is 6,000 above sticker. This one is 14,000 below sticker. I don't know why it's like that. I don't understand the algorithm for Lambos like that. Um, I'm assuming because it's a Lamborghini. That's just the way it is. Yeah, this is sick. This is sick. That interior is sick. Um, yeah, let's look at some NSXs, man. Before we get up out of here, man, in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, NSXs have come down considerably since they come out. Especially the last few months, they've I think they've hit rock bottom for what they're going to be. I don't see these NSXs going below 100 anytime soon. Okay. Now, these are faster than Gallardo's, hands down, way faster than the Gallardo. Gallardo has a V10, this has a V6 with the electric motors. Better than the Gallardo interior wise, better than the Gallardo performance wise, and design wise. It's just a better car. Now, is that to say um, the Gallardo's a bad car? Nah, man. The Lambo is always going to be a Lambo, man. Um, it's Italian, so it's always going to have that sort of flair to it and appeal. But from a daily driver standpoint, the NSX is going to be considerably cheaper than the Gallardo. Um, my perspective is that if you can find an NSX for the same price as a Gallardo, jump on it. Jump on it. The cost of ownership, the TCO for the NSX is going to be the same as a Honda Accord for all intents and purposes. So this is on my list as well. It's number 4 on my list. What would be number 3 on my list? Number 3 would probably be it would probably be the Huracan. Okay. So number 5 would be the Lotus. The number 4 would be the NSX. Huracan as number 3, and number 2 would be the McLaren. Sorry, would be the Porsche. The Porsche GT3 RS. I don't think I'll ever be able to get one of those. So that I might as well scratch it off the list and just reduce the list down to like 4. Okay. Let's look at McLaren real quick before we get up out of here, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 600 LT. Big fan of the 600 LT. This is better than the GT3 RS. I would probably say it smacks the Lambo around pretty well too. Yeah, this is sick, especially in that color. That colors matter. Okay, if you're gonna get a supercar, it has to have a supercar color, lime green or cosmic green, that fluorescent orange or that yellow. It has to have the color to go with it, or else it's not going to be able to maintain its purpose. It just becomes an everyday car to everyone else, and you too. And so for me, this orange is money. I seen these in person, money. I don't know who came up with the idea for red interior, but I think that's kind of succulate. But for me, um, that's up there. That's definitely up there. Let's look at the let's look at the 12C. Can't go wrong with these, right? Yeah, look at that. 12C's going for like 79, 82, 84, 89. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this 12C to an extent. I do feel that in comparison to a 570 or a 600 LT, it seems dated, but it's still a supercar at the end of the day. Okay, still a supercar. I like it personally. I see nothing wrong with a 2012 McLaren. You can't really go wrong with it. Yeah, yeah, that's on the list as well. It has to be beyond the base model. It has to be pretty specked out, MSO spec if you can find one. Um, I'm not seeing one right here. Let's go to the 650S. Yeah, for 140K, I'm not really feeling those. I think the 650S is a good transition in between the 12C and the 570. Um, it does have more power, but Yeah, it's a lot of money for what they're asking for. Because
What's
you can
up?
get a price
What's
tag.
up with it, Mike?
I'm chilling, dude. What's going on with you?
Just got to the house.
Yeah.
You gotta wait till later, man. I'm at work. I was like, a car talk. He fired up a car talk right now. I'm at work. Everybody at work.
I thought cats were working from home, man.
Nah. I wish, man.
What's good with it though, man? What do you got on your mind?
Man, we got to get over this whole thing of European cars are expensive to maintain. That's like some old stuff, man.
Nah, man, you got American cars that break down real quick, man.
Dude, I always go back and watch that video where they launched that Porsche Turbo launch control like 100 times back to back to back.
Yeah.
And there was barely any wear on any of the clutches.
Right.
It didn't even overheat.
Yeah.
I mean, even the GTR won't even let you go back to back launch controls. You know what I'm saying? The Corvette won't let you do it. Like,
Yeah. 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 The market is starting to calm down now, man. Them C7s are coming down in price, so
and I missed that part. Y'all looked at them?
yeah.
Yeah, I missed that part, man.
Let me go over it again, man.
I'm still going with the Z06. I don't know why you're trying to talk everybody out of this. What did Mike said? Mike said it's just too much power. You don't even really, yeah. You shitting me.
Nah,
You shitting me, man. Shit.
nah, you ain't gonna use all that power. You gonna use it at, man.
Bullshit. I-35, 635, I-20. You
Hey,
know, just to name a few. Loop 12.
yeah, you're gonna have to get yourself a radar, man. Let me see. Z06 is okay.
Yeah, they tough. I seen another one, man. I was like, damn, man. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, is in the future, people gonna come back to the C7. They're gonna look at the C8 like it was all hype.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what it can do, it just don't have the looks, man.
Yeah, because the new refresh for the C8 is coming out next summer. Okay. So the one that we see now is not going to be what it is next year.
It's gonna be $15,000 cheaper.
All $1. So the thing is, all those guys who dumped their C7s for that C8, the market's gonna be flooded with C7s. The dealership's gonna be like, yo, we ain't got no room. Yo, come take this off my hand, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you know what's gonna happen is the market's gonna buy up all the C7s, especially the Z06s, and people are gonna hoard them. And
Yeah,
you're gonna see the price start to creep.
Yeah, C6 Z06 is pretty good too. Even the C6 ZR1, man, them are tough, man. Them are tough too. But them C8s, once the refresh goes in, they're gonna dump those too. Or it depends on how they bought them. If they leased them out, then they stuck with them. But if they bought them, man, they're gonna trade that C8 in for the new C8, and they're gonna be waiting unless something drastically changes in the market, man. Some kind of major shift, like another pandemic shuts down the factories, man.
He said another pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got 30 grand. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. Take it or go out of business.
Yeah. 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 C6 right here. 58, 59.
I mean, they hitting a snag though. They hitting a snag. See that? Look at that one. See that one? That one 49.
Yeah. Well,
and it's still saying it's above. It's above.
This might be Chris Jones from Pump Chasers, man. I think that might be his.
Oh, it's a manual too.
Yeah.
That side profile is stupid, man.
Oh yeah.
I remember when they first came. I don't even like Corvettes. I seen. I was like, all right, Chevy trying to play around.
Mhm.
And I thought Ford would have came with a counterpart to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some opposition. They never came with one.
Well, rumors that Ford will come out with a rear engine Mustang. I don't know
my
how
God.
credible that is.
Oh Lord.
I don't know how credible it is.
You know how corny that would be?
I mean, what else would you call it though?
I don't know. Make something else. It's like, oh no, you know what? We'll make a rear wheel drive Mustang since they want to go a rear engine. We'll make a rear engine Mustang if they want to make a rear engine Corvette. It's like, I'm cool on that. You see what they did with the Super, right? The 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
I ain't going, dog. I
Yeah,
told y'all.
I ain't going, man. I can't go, man. I can't go.
I said, man, I told, and you know what? When I told y'all the Super was trash, everybody was telling me, no. It's not. You know, give it some time. Man, it is exactly what it is. It's a hyped up BMW.
A 4-cylinder though, a Super 4. Nah, I ain't going for that, man.
Yo, you see? Did you see AMG coming with the electric turbocharger?
Nah.
Man, AMG bringing an electric turbocharger to the game.
How does that work?
Yo, it's crazy. Too much for me to explain. I was reading it and I was like, sound cool. I didn't really do too much diving into it.
Yeah. Yeah, but these C7 Z06s, man, you know, gotta keep your eye on it, man, especially for the nicely spec ones, man. Them 3LZs and 3LTs, I mean. 7-speed manual. Yeah, that's just sick. Yeah, that's sick, man.
Yo, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. The C8, man. It's just like trucks, you know what I'm saying? That the 69 to 72 C10s, that's a hot spot in the lineage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just like the 4th gen Supra and the 3rd gen Supra, those are hot spots in the lineage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the old 5.0 Mustangs. I think this is the hot spot in the Corvette lineage.
Yeah. It's the right balance in terms of like features and stuff, man, all the tech and performance and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Obi in the chat says 4 cylinders is the new wave. Too many regulations. I ain't going, dog.
No. I mean Mitsubishi, Subaru, Volkswagen. You know, Mercedes. They get away with the 4 cylinders because they overdo the 4-cylinder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, you're not overdoing 4 cylinders no more.
Yeah, I need to snap, crackle, pop, man, when I'm downshifting, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The verbal overruns, man. I ain't going, man.
Yo, look at that maroon color one up there in the top right.
Somebody track this. Yeah,
oh man, that is nuts. That's nuts. Look at the toe hooks and shit on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fucking around. He was fucking around.
Yeah,
with the dark tinted windows like that, dog, it's just got a menacing look. Even the back look aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Mickey Thompson. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, sir. Oh, the tan interior. They. I guess it'll work with that maroon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your Mickey Thompson. Yeah, I barely drove it.
I bet.
Yeah, garage kept. Yeah, I got all the records. Yeah, it ran when I parked it. Yo, it's so many classic lines when you go to buy a car. Oh my God.
Mhm.
So many. I don't know why it stopped running. You know what I'm saying? Just stop running. That's what I would do right there. I think that metallic dark gray right there on the right in the middle. Yeah. Yeah. You get all the shadows from all the body lines. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
define like the body lines are always popping with that color right there. With the shadows all over. And the automatic transmission ain't popping though.
Yeah, Marcus in the chat says they okay until you turn the AC on. I don't know of any issues like that. So
What you say? What's okay until you turn the AC on?
I think you might be saying the 4-cylinder.
Oh, parasitic draw.
Yeah.
You start losing power when you turn the AC on. Yo, that's how you know you don't got it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep the AC on. Keep the AC off.
Yeah.
Yo, look at that red one. Stupid.
Yeah, he's got to be on air.
Nah. I don't think so.
That's too low, Ty. That's too low.
That's close to stock. Maybe in the front. He probably got some. He probably got some E-box springs on there or something like that.
Got a toe hookup on it.
Yeah, that's yo, dog. That is. I'm gonna fuck around and buy one too early, man. That's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy one, then the market gonna correct, and I'll be. Oh, he. Did he got the competition seats in there? Nobody opts for those for the Recaro option. The
Yeah.
Recaro option was like what, $3,000?
Yeah. Because I think it comes with a certain package, though. I don't think you can just opt for just a seat. I think it comes.
You can. I remember putting one together. that Recaro option was hidden.
Has new ZR1 plugs.
This got to be at a dealership.
E85 flex fuel.
This got to be at a. Is this at a dealership or? Oh,
Nah,
it's a
no,
private seller.
No, that was in somebody's garage. Yeah.
Yo, get out of ZR1 plugs. Jesus.
702 horsepower with the package.
I mean, if he on E85 in a tune, that's about it.
Yeah.
That would do it.
On Cup 2 tires. Doesn't say the suspension though.
cut springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's 702. I mean, because I'm seeing them out here, right? With just E85.
Mm-hmm.
When you put the cam in there and the head work, they go right to 8 something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, motherfucker mean, man.
He said it's time to let it go. You got
Pregnant.
divorced or something?
Pregnant.
Yeah. Cooling upgrades to it.
Did those have heating issues?
Yeah, they did. They you can't track them without actually it shutting down after 2 laps or 3 laps.
There go that dark silver again. I need that color right there, man.
You like that stoic look, man.
Yeah, it's menacing. It's like, Batmobile, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The black one would be a Batmobile though. Black on black.
Yeah, but this is like a cool Batman. The other one's just like,
Mm-hmm.
How much they want for that one?
62.
How many miles on it?
13.
13,000 miles. Damn. I think they hitting a snag. They hitting a snag around 59, 58, 62 for a good one. That look like where they holding for right now.
Yeah, let's see what the ZR1s are going for.
Jeez.
All your dollars.
Jeez. Yeah, all the dollars. All my dollars.
Yeah, ZR1, man.
Yeah. How many for sale? 3?
I mean, the one at the dealership down the street from me, man, that's still on the dealership showroom floor. He said, "Come take it off his hands." I said, "I can't afford that, dog. Can't afford that, man." I watched Jay Leno's review of it, man. He's like, that shit is dope.
I ain't going on the looks, dog.
Nah,
it's got that. It's doing too much all over the front.
It's doing,
you know what I'm saying? Even that wing look corny. You know what I'm saying?
But you need it though.
Man, they should have put a big goddamn ARP wing on the back of that bitch. Bolted coming from the license plate with the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you see the time attack wings they be having with the cables stabilizing it across the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how nasty they should have did these, man. I mean, come on, man. That wing corny. I'm not going. Then they got the cow hood. It's doing too much.
Yeah, but
in black where you can't really see all that shit going on, I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it in black.
Nah, dog, that's sick. That's sick, dog. I'm going. I'm going. Ain't nothing out there on the street right now that looks like this, man. See, you pull up in that sort of dark gray.
Nah. That dark gray hidden. This looked like a toy. That dark gray looked like it's trying to hurt somebody.
That dark gray, man. That's just all emo.
It's kind of viperish to me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Nah, I'm cool on that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. Look at them carbon brakes.
Yeah.
ZR1 high wing.
Yeah.
And it don't have the competition seats. What's up with that? Yikes.
Yeah.
Look like a 1LT.
From my understanding is that these cars come like this when the dealership orders it, not so much when the customer orders it. So it looks like the dealership might have ordered it just like this to sell it as a ZR1, right? So probably thought they can pull a fast one, like, yeah, I'll just throw these seats in there. We'll spec it out these.
Yeah. Mike Ville buy it.
Not me, man. Not me. Now I'm not gonna front, man. That front hood, man, that shit is hitting right here, man.
It's not necessarily the hood. It's like the nostrils all in the front of it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, all right, man. They doing them. Okay, so what's this then? We got the small wing on the back. What's that?
Yeah, you take it off his hands, Mike.
I have to give him an extra hand or something. Man.
Yo, he probably didn't like that. I like that. I think that works more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a blade. It's like a blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rocking with that. Low profile, close to the body lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that. But that other one with the two pedestals close to each other like that, shit look cheap.
Yeah. Matt Farah said that it obstructs the view in his when he tested it, he said that obstructs the view. You can't see anything out the back window because
Man, you don't need to be looking at the back. you got what, 700 something horsepower, and you worried about looking at the back.
I guess if you need to reverse out, right? If you need to reverse out, you can't see anything.
I mean, that's the cost of doing business when you get into a car like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They say the same thing about Lamborghinis. You know, can't look out the back.
Yeah, what's up with them seats? Let me see. Yeah, you got to look at the seats, man. It's like the cam up challenge, man.
Yeah. Yo, speaking of the cam up challenge, man, I'm moving right along with this Tie City streetcar review thing I'm putting together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man. I'm finna launch it in about 3 weeks.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
$20,000 overpriced. 11,000 overpriced. 15,000 overpriced. Yo, car gurus be telling on people.
I told you I went to the headquarters, man. For my
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was at the headquarters, man. I met everybody up in there. There's a lot of brothers up in there running shop in there.
Really? I just bought a truck using car gurus.
Yep.
And I talked to the guy. And you know what? I went in, looked for the truck I wanted. It popped up. You know how you go over here? Mm-hmm. Off the rip, lowest price first.
Yep.
And then I just started going through there, and man, I found a 2005 Super Duty with 150-something thousand miles on it. Got a crazy good deal on it. And I talked to the dude, and he was like, "Yeah, but for the price, you know, I'm looking for cash." And I was like, "That's the only way I could buy a truck like that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, I still hustle them down, and I got a good deal on it. So
crazy. Yeah, their facility is real dope, man. It's like a small version of Facebook. Where the office and stuff is set up.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just like Facebook ads. And the dude told me, he said, it ain't even no need to there's no need to get on Craigslist and all the rest of that stuff. When you got car gurus, somebody search for a car, they make little ads, and they'll have your listings in the ad.
Yep.
I'm like, damn.
Yep.
I couldn't even deny it because you got me, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus the app is good too. So
yo, the app is way better now.
Yeah.
They're refining the trim levels even more now.
Yep.
I need to find that Cobalt turbo. I need a Cobalt blue 997 with carbon brakes.
Them shits are so hard to find.
Yo, that color is stupid on that car, man.
It is, man. It is.
And you know where I seen one? They got that, what's that car delivery service?
CarMax?
No, not CarMax. It's the other one with the funny looking trucks. They load the cars into machines. I forgot the name of that company, man. Anyways, they got a big car lot over by my brother's house, right?
Okay.
And they had a cobalt blue Porsche 997 turbo just sitting outside with all kind of cars and shit. And I seen it through the fence, and I was like, what in the hell is that car doing just sitting outside?
Yeah.
And it was just sitting there. And I was like, damn. It didn't have the carbon brakes, but I almost went to go ask, like, hey, what's going on with that car y'all got sitting in the back? But man, 2 or 3 weeks later, it was gone. That car was out of there.
You mean Carvana?
Carvana, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh. They got a big yard out there where they move cars around.
Crazy. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
How long do you think a business model like that can be around?
Like Carvana?
Yeah.
Probably about 20 years.
Oh, okay.
About 20 years.
Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I mean, this is good for right now. But I mean, if they can refine it or find a way to evolve it into what's about to happen, then yeah.
Well, it depends on what the regulations do. But they can take a lot of inventory. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be combustible cars. They'll
Yeah.
eventually move over to electrics, right? So, my understanding is Carvana is supposed to pick up Hertz. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. I thought Hertz was selling everything.
No, the stock tick right back up, went from 50 cents up to like $5. So
Don't even, bro. I slept on I slept on something. Don't even get me started, man. I slept on something that I told other people to invest in. I didn't.
you thought it was gonna
Yo,
thought it was gonna
huh?
be bottom forever?
The what?
You thought it was gonna be at the bottom forever?
No, I didn't think it was gonna be at the bottom forever. And the thing is, like, I believe in the project so much, and it's still low, but it's not as good as you could have bought it the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now because you were an idiot, you have to pay more. You know.
$1.69 now.
Look up Sears Holdings. Yeah.
It's up.
It's just stabilized right here. I don't know what's going on with it. I have no idea what's going on with Sears. It is extremely stable in this 17 to 19 cent range, no matter what the market is doing.
It went from what? $17, $20, man, down to fucking a penny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the only thing that's left now is it still has holdings. That's it.
Yeah. But rumors have always been, and we had predicted that Amazon would come in and just swoop in and take up all of it. So
Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. I mean, I went heavy on this, and it's like, one day I was like, man, if it moves down, I just needed it to move somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, you fucking with me now. I can do something with that money.
yeah, I thought you was a penny stock investor, man. This is
No,
right.
I am, but it's just like this one is painful. You know what I'm saying? Because everything else will pop, and I know to take my profit. This one never pops.
Crazy.
It never pops. You know what I'm saying? So like, even after you get into something and pop a few times, you take profit here, you take profit there. You know what I'm saying? So if you win something, it takes a dip, you already took profit on it. So you're not really losing like that,
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm just sitting there and just sitting and just waiting for something to happen.
Crazy.
That's the only stock that I'm in. Everything else is crypto.
Now you got to expand that out, man.
Yeah, I do got to diversify.
Yeah, you got to get some tech ETFs, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, I got to find that stream we did, man, with the startups, that startup company with the startups.
Okay.
We was talking about just getting projects and stuff, getting funding and whatnot.
Oh, you mean from the government?
No. It was like a GoFundMe type setup, but it was for like tech startups.
Oh yeah, that was a couple months ago.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was something in there that I wanted to invest in.
Go back to the archive.
Yeah, no, I got to go back. I asked Complex, he couldn't remember either.
Yeah, well, he kind of goes see now when it's convenient for him. So
they had the robots, remember?
Yeah.
And they had the robots going down the aisles and shit. Then they was already selling. They already had a customer base already. And
Yeah,
I want to invest in that company.
yeah, you gotta go back to March. It's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renaissance Man says they are blaming Robinhood users for the run up in Hertz, mainly amateur investors who don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I can believe it.
Hurts. Oh man.
Hertz.
See, don't say that, man. Don't say that because with Robin Hood, well, first of all, I'm a Texas resident. I'm not allowed to participate in Robin Hood, but yeah, I think that's going to push that decentralized exchanges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just think that got to look at all those ETFs and stuff, man. Agriculture, tech, um, even the car market, I would say too, man. The run up on Tesla. What's Tesla moving at right now? $958.
Yeah, bro. On the way to 1,000. On the way to 1,000.
Yeah, yeah. What's Fisker?
Yeah, I know, man. That hurt, man. They picked up that hurt, man. I love Fisk. That might be one of the most it's got to be top 5 most beautiful sedans.
Mm-hmm.
I love that car, man.
This shit is
They
timeless, man.
somebody designed the hell out of that car. They didn't even change the body. I think the body style is pretty much 10 years old now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, even and if you want the car too, man, people holding on to them joints, man. They're hoarding them, man.
Yeah, yeah, it was an investment. I remember people damn near giving them away once they found out there was no parts for them no more. Like they wasn't supplying parts anymore from the factory. They went out of business. Uh,
Yeah, I'm just mad, man. You know, Jay, Diddy,
yep,
Dallas,
they
Austin,
could have had a black-owned car company, but we want to partner up on alcohol businesses.
and NFL.
Oh yeah, the NFL. Jeez, man.
Disappointed, man. Real disappointed, man. Brothers could have been making some serious moves.
Yeah, I
Man.
mean, you own a car company, you could buy a damn football team. They'll add a football team to the league when you get that kind of money.
Yeah, what better way to create a luxury brand, man, for a black luxury brand? It's through that, through a Fisker or something like that, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You know, Swiss Beats, he was right there with Aston Martin.
Lotus.
Was it Lotus?
Yeah, Lotus.
Yeah, he was right there with Lotus.
I think he was an investor with Lotus, but
Well, they brought him on as like some kind of designer or something.
culture ambassador or some shit like that. But once the Chinese took over, I think his role went away.
Booted him the fuck out of here. He a what? All right. All right. No need you no more. Take a hike. You take a hike. Fuck out of here, man.
And then he didn't do anything for the brand.
I think he was bragging about introducing special colors to the lineup or whatnot.
Nah, man. The brand wasn't going with him, man.
Yo, I seen a Funkmaster Flex Expedition the other day. Old white dude driving it, the red and black two-tone Expedition. And I just sit back, I'm like, damn, man, that shit might be worth something one day.
With all his oil to go with it.
with all the alternators failures and shit.
Yeah.
You know? I sit back like, damn, man. Motherfucker got a Funkmaster Flex Edition Ford Expedition.
Yeah. FMF.
Yo, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna get out of there. Nah, it just kind of, it just came to me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, DJ Envy's outlook on things when he got this grand car collection. He telling people that there's no hope and shit, man. Like you have to, man. It's wild, man.
What do you say there's no hope? What do you mean?
Well, he didn't say it was no hope. He was just saying that people don't have money to invest in opportunity zones. And this dude's sitting on a car collection worth at least $3 or $4 million.
Yeah.
It's like, yikes.
Yeah, that's
Yikes,
disappointing, man. Real disappointing when I hear things like that, man. I would have thought somebody like him. Opportunity zones. I'm a fan, but then I'm not a fan because what's coming out of it? Something has to be coming out of it. Okay, you invested into the area, but where's the product? There has to be something that's going to materialize out of it.
right?
And so, for me, I think a DCT, a digital community trust fund, would be a different sort of investment, right? So, if I'm invested into this digital community trust fund, this will allow for seed funding and angel investing into Black startups. And we don't know what's going to come out of those startups.
Oh man, you way down the road, bro. You down the road, bro. You know what? I was down the road too. You know, I'm holding on to 2 vacant lots. I hope they gentrify that motherfucker so I could get these. I want to put charging stations. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
That's it. I got two small lots, and I just sit back like, you know.
Does your permit allow for building of infrastructure on it?
Well, one of the lots is zoned for a duplex, and the other one is zoned for residence. But here's the thing: nobody knows where things are going to take off at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like here in Dallas, they just built a bridge straight from downtown to the worst part of the city. That wasn't on accident, you know?
Okay.
So now it becomes, you know, this isn't a Black area, or is it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you don't even know who lives there, you know, then you could pretty much do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problems that I see, you know, where okay, let's say Arab come in there on the opportunity in the opportunity zone, you know. It's not a white area.
Yeah, that's why I think the concept had its time with Nixon, but I don't think now is the right sort of strategy. I don't think Black neighborhoods need that. I think they need something a little bit more sophisticated, more advanced, and more progressive. Opportunity zones is like, yeah.
You down the road, Mike.
Down the road?
You down the road, bro. Hey, you down the road, man. I'm telling you.
No, I'm telling you, man, that you need a better strategy for right now, man. Those things were like 40 years ago, man, with the opportunity zones, man. I mean, we've read several articles on here about Black people not being offered the same amount of seed investing that their white male counterparts get. My thing is, why don't Jay-Z, Beyonce, all these millionaires, man, they could be investing into their own shit, man, and you could be on a come up of something major. You don't know what the next innovation is going to be coming out of these areas. You don't know. It's going to be something social media. It could be another Black Twitter or some other thing, man.
And that's what's coming, Mike. I was talking to just one of the common man at my job, right? And I was telling him, I was like, you know, we as Black people doing all this fighting for equality and inclusion and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
In the future is going to be black billion-dollar companies.
Mhm.
And people, you're gonna have to, you're gonna be forced to let people in because you all of this equality and shit. It's gonna be like, well, you can't hire only black people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you may be able to, if depending on how.
Hell nah.
No, depending on the number, right? If you're an LLC or LLP, and it's just me and Ty City, we ain't gotta let nobody come into this, right? That's just the way it's gonna be.
I don't think so, Mike.
Really?
I mean, we looking at what's going on right now. You can't even call somebody a he or she or some shit. They don't care if you LLC or not. You out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. And I don't think people can actually imagine black people being in a position of power like that. That's why, you know what I'm saying, they push for all this equality and inclusion and shit because they don't see themselves
Right.
as being at the top, you know, because once you get at the top, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to live up to all this equality and shit. You're gonna have to start, you know.
They'll just start registering their business somewhere else. Registering in the Caribbean or some shit like that.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking at it like, ain't this a bitch? We done fell for all this equality shit. Now these niggas won't even let us in this.
Right. Crazy.
Yo, you know what? Yo, give us the opportunity zones back, man. Give us this.
But then that depends on the viability of it, right? Because then if the opportunity zone never progresses, or if it does progress, then it stops becoming an opportunity zone. It means you're not going to get the same tax benefits out of it because it now progressed into a middle class area.
Yeah. But like I said, man, there's going to be a separation of ideologies within the black community. And it's going to get very wide here in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like I said, I can see black men being in positions of power. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about dominating. And for people who can't think like that, they only looking for help. They only looking for how we can be assisted or some shit. I can't explain it. I can't explain it, you know, but I see it. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We was just I was over on Reggie Middleton's, the guy who runs Veritasium.
Okay.
And he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, his fight with the SEC and whatnot. And he got $1 billion ideas. You know what I'm saying? Partnered up with the Jamaican Stock Exchange and trying to make it to where he can get things going across his blockchain, you know, and people are finding solutions. They coming to him for solutions. That dude's gonna be a billionaire.
That's what black people need is their own stock exchange.
What was it? I think, what was it? Remember a couple months ago, I told you about that project. The black guy put $2.2 billion worth of real estate, tokenized it on top of a blockchain. That dude is going to be a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff is happening around us with black people.
All those C7s, all those C6s, they're going to put them on blockchain tokenized.
There it is. You got a piece of it. They just sold it at Sotheby's. You got profit coming. You know?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So.
And some of these museums, these car museums are shutting down because people aren't really coming to them anymore, man. That's what's happening to the cars. They gotta figure out a way to, because they need to auction the cars off in order to save the whole entire museum. Well,
yep.
Tokenize the goddamn thing, you wouldn't have to do all that.
Yep.
But yeah, let me wrap this up, man, because I gotta go get some. Who's in the back? Let me let Renaissance on real quick. You got something to say?
Hello.
Renaissance.
Hey, now what's up? Now I didn't want to stop you for a minute. Now I was just gonna quickly ask Ty City. You were saying they were looking like gentrifying Dallas. Aren't people moving out of Dallas to Fort Worth?
Well, I live in Arlington.
Okay.
The people who can afford to leave Dallas is leaving Dallas. The taxes are outrageous in Arlington and Fort Worth. But what I'm seeing is I don't think people are going to go back to work. A lot more working from home. So all these ghost towns, these old oil cities and shit, they finna start booming. People finna go move out there and start working from home.
Oh, okay. Nah, we got a big company out there, and I know too. They were saying like DFW in general has been like one of the fastest growing areas. But when I was out there,
hell yeah.
yeah,
The suburban areas, Plano,
Briscoe,
DeSoto, which is pretty much like black people who are like, you know what I'm saying? They more like affluent black people live in DeSoto. That area is popping right now. Let me see. Red Oak is popping right now.
McKinley, Frisco.
Yes, all that stuff is popping. All of it. You know what I'm saying? People come here from California, they can't believe how cheap it is, and then they don't have to pay all these taxes. And like they said, moving from California to Texas is a 30% raise.
Yeah, no, I know people who've done it, and like they were native born Californians. They were like, my wife likes having a 3,000 square foot house and a yard.
Yeah.
Versus an apartment.
Yeah, I mean, I be telling everybody to come out here. I've never been unemployed in Dallas.
Nah, the only thing I do here is they get you on property taxes.
Yeah, but that's like I said, depends on where you go. Like here in Arlington, like Arlington is a hot spot. This is where the Texas Stadium is. They got all of these. It's always a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they show you the tax money. They show you the tax money. The schools in Arlington, Fort Worth, and some of these suburbs are just off the chain. You know what I'm saying? They have like theater art schools and stuff. They have like schools for like talented and gifted, separate schools and stuff with actual professionals that like the early childhood development is real big out here now.
Nah, that's crazy. I wouldn't have expected that in Texas.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I mean, I've been here. I moved here when I was like 13, and like I said, man, it's just I have never been unemployed. You know,
You don't want. I was going to ask you before you go. You don't run into too much racism out there, do you, on the job?
Well, I'm in the trucking industry, so I mean, just this is old white men that I deal with, anyways. But I have I'm in management, so before, you know, you can tell who don't fuck with black people. They just don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? they rather avoid you than fuck with you.
Oh, okay. No,
that's
always my concern of moving somewhere like Texas for a job.
No. I don't know how to say this without people taking it the wrong way, but yeah, people know who to play with. They know, you know what I'm saying? They know who they can get away with some shit, you know? As long as you stand your ground, man, let people know you ain't going, then you'll be straight. You know? But yeah, out here, it's actually, it's quite liberal. You know what I'm saying? It's not till you go out into the sticks and shit, you know? Here in Dallas is it's like one of the interracial dating capitals of the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Houston and Austin is like that too. It don't get crazy until you start going out to the sticks, and those people, you know what I'm saying, they don't even see black people like that. you know.
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, but you can go through your day to day or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It'll be racism, but it's not gonna be like blatant racism where it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, the day to day doesn't bother me. It's more of like when you start putting you in a situation where your job, and it starts hurting you financially. Someone says something off the cuff, stupid, whatever.
Oh yeah, man. The company I work for is based out of Dothan, Alabama. So it's a good old boy system. It's a family owned company, extremely conservative. You know what I'm saying? But I, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just let people know I wasn't playing with them. You know what I'm saying? They know if they have some bullshit, they either have to do it. Because I didn't start off. I held a corporate position where I was in commercial charges and whatnot. I dealt with the vendors that we bought parts from, oil and all the rest of that stuff. So I had to deal with the accounting at the main office, right? And yeah, you can tell the difference when people find out like, oh, it's a black guy running that. You know what I'm saying? They'll pull a little slick stuff on, but you got to let them know that you see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to call it out.
Yeah, you have to, or else you know what I'm saying. They're gonna play you, and they're gonna create that narrative that you don't know what the fuck you doing. They want to tack that on you, you know. But I had to get out of there because I didn't like it. That I actually moved up from there, and I got a regional position where I'm more moving around. I'm not answering phone calls and stuff like that no more. But they will put you in a position where, like for me, for instance, I am confrontational. You know what I'm saying? Extremely confrontational. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, it's like going up to somebody. I was like, you didn't have to send that email. You know what I'm saying? You could have just came and talked to me like a man. I'm the type of person that'll do that in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Not even just you and him.
Yeah,
Like in
you
front
see
of
what I'm saying? Yeah. It just put that out there like I seen you, and everybody knows how you are. You know what I'm saying? And man, after you do that a few times, you know they don't have no choice but to respect you.
Yeah, no, I
Because
got you.
if you act like it didn't happen, you're gonna be walking around holding that on you, and they're gonna enjoy seeing you do that. They're gonna keep fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta nip that shit in the ass as soon as somebody do. Because to me, that's some disrespectful shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was another black guy from Austin. You know, he came up. I actually got his job, and he told me, he said, "Man, you know, you have to be careful." You know, because he seen me pop off on one of the white boys already. And he said, you got to be careful. These guys talk to each other way more than you know. And I was like,
Yep.
He said, man, any little thing you do wrong, just expect it for it to be talked about, and they're going to find a way to make a big deal out of everything you do. He said, you need to cover your ass twice. Everything, check over everything you do, which is kind of like, it's kind of fucked up because, you know, I'll see them make mistakes and they'll just start covering for each other. And you're just sitting there like, man, that's not even, you know what I'm saying? Why y'all ain't say nothing to him? But then when I do this, you know what I'm saying? You can't operate like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll just act like it never happened.
Yeah, no, I know, like pretty much play like they don't talk to each other. They just mind their business, and
Yeah.
you
Yep.
got all sorts of text messages and stuff like that going on after hours.
Yep. Nah, exactly. I can't work corporate. I found out that way. I cannot work corporate. I can't and I won't do it. You know, I think I was waiting for Buddy to leave. If he didn't leave, I probably would have been working for a different company right now. But you know, he ended up moving to a different company. I ended up taking his position, and I don't have to deal with corporate anymore. And that was like a relief, you know. Nah, but I'm like, you come down here, man. It ain't that bad. It's not like KKK rallies everywhere, you know.
Nah, like I said, I've lived in Alabama. It's that like I said, I moved.
Oh, so you know about Dothan then?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know about all that. It was just more along the lines of, like I said, I moved from there just because like I said, economics and like you just, if you don't have to deal with it, why do it? And you got places like Atlanta, DC, you know, where a lot more but it's more, Atlanta's not expensive, but DC, is pretty expensive. And you start looking at what people are doing out there, but then you're like, am I gonna be dealing with that BS too?
Yeah, nah, man. Hey, man, come on down, man. Come on down, man.
That and one girl was talking about, she was from Houston. She said she didn't like Dallas because she said it was fake. She said people in Dallas, at least she thought, were kind of fake. But granted, she was from Houston. She thought Houston was more laid back, more down to earth.
Hell no.
Oh, really?
Hell no. Houston is way faster than Dallas, man. Don't let them fool you with that. Yeah, Houston is way faster than Dallas, man. Yeah.
Yeah, let me get up out of here, man.
Appreciate it, Mike.
All right, bro. Yeah, man. Man, wait till the afternoon before you start doing the car talks, man. I was listening at work. I looked down at my phone. I said, "Is this for real?" Because y'all be having the false start. Y'all be having the false start streams. Yeah, I mean, look, I was like, "Nah, this ain't real." I was like, "Nah, they talking on there." I was like, "Oh man." Yeah, I'm gonna holler at you, bro.
All right, yo.
All right, peace.